I am actually so sad that Hunter x Hunter has been on hiatus for like 3 years now, because I kind of recently, like a month ago, month and a half, something like that, or I have it on here. Let's see. September 15th. It is December 1st right now, so longer than a month ago. So a couple months ago. I started Hunter x Hunter, and everyone said it was really good, but I knew that it was, like, probably never going to get finished, which is super sad, because while I'm watching it, the first arc, the whole getting their hunter's license, that one was good, and then each arc after gets better, and better. Like, it's probably not the final arc, I'm pretty sure it's not, the Chimera Ant arc. It's 60 episodes, and it is so good. At the beginning, I was a little confused why we're really gonna watch the Gon and Killua fight some ants, but then they started like turning into humans, and they became so cool. And I love the king. I love the royal guards, and then during this arc, you get to see Gon get more and more powerful, because the other arcs he's not that strong. The one before in the Greed Island, you can see him definitely way stronger, but the other ones, they didn't really have much power. But now he's just like sitting there, and like his aura, whenever he's mad, like his aura is going crazy, and he's just sitting there so cool, staring at Pito, who making sure he doesn't do anything suspicious, and he's barely holding himself together, and it's just so cool. And also, you get to see Netero's power, and a little bit of his backstory, and him fighting the king, which is so awesome. You saw a little bit of Xeno, but he just like came in and used one ability and left. And I'm so surprised how much I liked these two together. Miriam, who's the king, and Komaki, Komaki's this Gungi player, which is like this is like board game. I don't really know much about it, but she's like the best in the world, and they play it together, and it makes their relationship just becomes so amazing, and I just like them so much. And that's the part where it actually makes you like Miriam, the king. Because before that, he's just this ruthless guy gonna take over the world. But he has a softer side to him. And as you can see, I have not finished this. I'm still on the Chimera Ants arc, but I'm at like towards the end. And I'm super excited because I looked up what episode was like when Gon rages. Because I've seen stuff about it. I don't know what happens. I just know Gon rages. And it's like 5 episodes away. So I'm super excited for that. Besides the Chimera Ant arc, going back, I was super confused at first, like what was going to be like their ability of the show. Like Naruto's got chakra, we have Black Clover's got magic, and My Hero's got quirks and all this other stuff. I was wondering what Hunter x Hunter is going to be, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And you learn it in this tower, or this is where they first learned it, in like the arc after they... Was it after they became hunters, or was it after they went to Killua's house? It was one of those. But they learned this ability in this tower where every time you win, you go up a floor. And that, I just like that idea. There's probably an anime, something like that. It was a cool idea, even just for one arc. It was cool. But the ability, it's like one of the most confusing ones, because there's like Nin. I was trying to look up the other thing, but there's like Nin, Kill, Gil, and a bunch of others. But I was trying to find that. But there's also each person has like a different nin type. So there's like conjurers, manipulators, emission, transmutators, enchantment, and specialists. And I think that's super cool. Like, it's probably one of the most like complex type of like what would it call abilities for a show? Because chakra is just like who has the most chakra. The magic, it's just who has the most magic in Black Clover. Demon Slayer, I guess you can learn more techniques to get stronger and more breathing styles. And that one's cool because everyone has like a different breathing style. That's cool for a Demon Slayer. But Hunter x Hunter is on another tier of Demon Slayer. Like, imagine if this kept going and it got like maybe like a show when they're like young adult or like older, like how Naruto has the first show and then Shippuden. Imagine if Hunter x Hunter had their version of Shippuden. Like, those fights would be so cool. Like, Hunter x Hunter fights are so much better than the original Naruto fights. They're on like the tier of Naruto Shippuden. Imagine if they got like further. Like, Gon's super young and he's already this strong. They're all super young. And I was just thinking about characters. Gon and Killua are amazing. I like Kurapika and Leorio, but they're kind of forgotten about. Like, there's parts where it just focuses. There's a part where it just focuses on Kurapika, and then there's a lot of parts where it's just Gon and Killua. Leorio, he doesn't get his own part. He's just kind of doing his own thing by himself. And besides the 4 main characters, the side characters I like a lot. Like, let's look through this. Oh, and also Chrollo, he's like the leader of like the villain group of the show, of the Phantom Troop. Chrollo's cool. The Phantom Troop's cool. It's like their version of the Akatsuki, but they're super cool. Who else we got? Hisoka. Hisoka is super cool. It's just kind of weird how he always gets turned on from looking at Gon, and like because Gon's getting stronger, he's getting turned on. It's a little weird, but he's still a cool character. He's like one of the first ones you get introduced to, and he's like when they're becoming hunters, he's just hecka strong, and you don't really know much about him, but then you start learning about him. Knuckle is so good in the Chimera Ant arc. I thought Gon and Killua would just beat him up, and that so they could so they were allowed to go back to the island. But no, he goes with them, and he becomes someone I actually like a lot. And I also watched this in dub, by the way, and the dub is really good. I haven't watched any in sub, so I don't have anything to compare it to. Usually I watch most in dub, like until I can't watch anymore, and then I watch the rest in sub. But this is fully dubbed, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and Colt, he's kind of forgotten about. Maybe they bring him back later on, or something. But he's a Chimera Ant, and he kind of got forgotten about. Like, he was like helping them, like the hunters. Then he just kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. And also, at the beginning of the show, it's not very gory or bloody or anything, but as it progresses, it doesn't really get. It kind of gets gorier, kinda, but like definitely gets more and more bloody the further it goes. So it just kind of like matures and becomes like even better. Kite was super cool. I haven't got to the part where like you really find out what happens to him, I guess, but he's cool. Nove, I was kind of mad that he became super lame because I liked him. I liked his ability, but he just started losing hair and like being super scared, and I didn't really like him as much. Oh, Biscuit Biscuit's pretty cool. She gets like introduced in the Greed Island arc. She was super cool. She's actually surprisingly strong. I didn't think she'd be that strong. There's so many characters I like. I can't go through them all. What else can we talk about? The opening? I was kind of surprised that they only had one opening for the whole show, but they had like two versions of it. I thought they would have that first version for like the first arc, and then the second version of the second arc, and then have a different opening, like how other shows have it. But they have these two versions of the song Departure, and it just kind of switches throughout the show. And at first, I didn't like the second one as much, but as I've watched it, I like both like the same. They're both really good. They're barely changed, so they're just super similar. A lot of people give them this 10 out of 10. 10 and 9s. That's a lot of 10 and 9s. How many people have watched it? Over 1 million. That's a lot. 43,000 dropped it. That's kind of surprising. The 300,000 that haven't planned to watch, you better get on it, because this show is so good. I'm just so sad that it's gonna end, and I'm not gonna be able to keep watching and get a complete, satisfying story. But it's just so good, you can't even be mad. The manga's got a 8.7 rating, so it's a little bit lower, but it's still probably pretty good. And also, there was an older version of Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, they had original look like this, I guess. I just looked it up. I don't really know. Then they remade it, I guess, and then that's this new one that's amazing. And I didn't know who the author was of Hunter x Hunter, but it is this guy, Yoshihiro Togashi, and I don't know what happened to make it go on hiatus, but I hope he's doing good. I don't really know much about it, but if something happened to him, I hope he's getting better, whatever. Because if you have to take a break, take a break. I understand. You shouldn't be forced to write manga when you need a break or anything, even if you don't want to continue the story. It's good that people aren't pushing him to make more or whatever. But he's a genius for making Hunter x Hunter. It's amazing. He's 55. Yeah. This is the genius that made Hunter x Hunter.